Thank you. So, on the skiing, I remember that very well. I did not get in trouble from my dad, but I was with Bob Shugard. We were skiing at Winter Park, and I had these boots, these right cleat boots, and I broke my ankle that day. So I did not, at least my dad was not going to take it out on me because I had a broken ankle, as it turns out. And then on the in the yearbook, I was Ruby Begonia, and I was the homecoming entry for the Spanish club. And somehow that picture came into politics because when I was running for the state senate, the Republicans wanted to use that picture of me being Ruby Begonia against me. So, but I think it only picked me up more votes. No, it's really, an honor to be here speaking. Everybody's got lots of stories, and we were commenting that so many of us, our neighborhood was so stable, really. We were, whether it was kindergarten through 12th or 7th through 12th, it was a place where we all just grew up. And, one of the memories I wanted to talk about, and this is more junior high, but some of you will remember when we went to Romeo and Juliet. Who remembers that whole thing? Well, we went to Romeo and Juliet, and it was a wonderful thing. We came out, and every tire on every bus was flat. And we're still trying to figure out who did it. Is somebody in this room?
It was
and I think you did the
there are, Danny was sort of introducing by, kind of mimicking one of our teachers, and I want you all to tell me who this is. Bar, 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 barbarian! Anybody? Okay, let's try this one. Caesar, 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 Czar!
Mr. Heath.
Mr. Heath, thank you. So that was, I wasn't very good at it, but I should have gotten up on the podium.
What did Mr. Heath teach?
History.
Oh, yeah.
And Mr. Heath is, if you guys go to the Rockies, he's in section 139. He's one of the ushers, and he's also an usher at the Denver Public Library. So, you bump into these guys. Mr. O'Donnell, who was also in that history and world history stuff, he is all around. He's been teaching for a while, and it helps on things. And for those of you who've had kids at Wheat Ridge High School, like I have, Mr. Miller is still the physics teacher at Wheat Ridge High School. So,
Wow.
I know. And we have some people in this audience who are not very nice to Mr. Miller. But that guy still is going strong, and he's still wrapping his arm around and doing all that sort of stuff. But he could draw, that's what he prides himself on, drawing that circle, and then he goes around this way. But he's doing very well, and he must have taught 30, 40 grades of Jefferson County students. Now, I don't know how long I was supposed to talk, and I was told not to do anything political, but I do want to say this one thing. So, I was out walking precincts, and I was over at First and Depew. This was when I was first running for Congress. So it was about 5 or 6 years ago. And I go up to this house, and I actually have a reporter from the Rocky Mountain News tagging along with me, and that's like the worst. Because you never know when you knock on that door whether the person's going to chew your head off or be a great fan or whatever. But I've got this reporter in tow, and I go up to this one house at First and Depew, and it's right on a corner. It's perfect for yard signs, okay? So I get there, and I got to get help with this house. I need some yard signs in this neighborhood. So I go up, and I knock on the door, and nobody answers the door, but the curtains kind of open up a little bit, and there are two little girls in there. So I knock again, and they kind of are looking at me, and so finally they come around, and they open the door, and then I can hear in the background, "Don't you open that door for anybody." And they said, "But he was knocking on the door." So then this lady comes up, and I said, "Hi, my name's Ed Perlmutter. I'm running for Congress. I've lived around here my whole life. Went to the University of Colorado. I'm a lawyer. I was a state..." And I mean, it's just stone cold face. I'm not resonating with her at all. So I start over again, and I say, I'm from around here. I went to Wheat Ridge Junior High, Jefferson High School, University of Colorado. She goes, "You're a saint." I said, "Well, a lot of people say that about me." She goes, "No, I'm a saint too." And I said, "Well, can I have a couple of years?" She said, "You put up as many yard signs as you want." All right? So, that was Jefferson High School helped me get elected to the Congress because I was such a saint. So, I don't know about all of you. Obviously you're here. We each, I was talking to Mark Baca and Danny Hopper. We grew up on Teller Hill, sledding, riding our bikes, doing all that sort of stuff. As somebody who's gotten into politics, we've lived really in a great spot, and it was a great place, to grow up as a kid. The opportunities that we got were phenomenal. The friendships we developed were great. For all of us to be here, I'm just mad that, Darlene was talking about Allison. She is our office manager in Washington. She didn't tell me anything about last night. Okay, I had to raise money. I would have much rather have been at the little gathering you all had last night because we had such great friendships. We had our little cliques, but generally everybody enjoyed everybody else's company, whether it was Mark Terry would come over to my house and jump on a trampoline. Lisa Cormack and I were friends from the time we were 5 years old. And, in a lot of places in our country, you don't have the kinds of stable relationships that we developed over a long time. And, we all got a million stories about the good things we did. I can remember virtually the entire football team, got in trouble a couple days before we were to graduate. Did you guys all get your diplomas or not? Okay? Yeah. That was, Bob Schuchard has never done anything wrong in his life except that day. True? Yeah. Yeah, and I don't even know how you got into college after that. It was, but again, the friendships we developed have lasted a lifetime. So I was in the Carnation Festival parade today. I've done that 17 years in a row now. And I ran into Mike Stites and Greg Capilupo. And I begged them to come tonight. They said, "No, we did ours last year." So, Darlene, I don't know how long I'm supposed to go on, but no, I'm not going to just keep talking. There are a lot of people with a lot of stories here. We've had great teachers. There's some of us that aren't here anymore that were good buddies, for a long time. But, for me to be able to talk about our class, they say, "Oh, well, where'd you go to school?" And I'd always go Jefferson High School. And they go, "Okay, Jefferson like Thomas Jefferson." I'd go Jefferson High School. We're the best class under the sun. We're the class of '74.